minutes left, 2 minutes left in the first practice. She done for the year.
Wow.
Went over there to play at Butler and all of them, she might have been. And they got beat by Nance. By 10, 11, yeah.
Are we good?
I think we're all
Good,
done.
sir.
We're online and all that good stuff?
Everybody's got their mics on? All right.
Okay, call this meeting back to order at, good Lord, 8:05.
That's not how that works. It's closed meetings.
Superintendent's report.
Okay, let me get to that. Okay, the first thing I have, guys, is just let you know, the below personnel have submitted a resignation effective December 16th, 2022. Griffin Bukowski, PHS teacher and coach, is resigning effective, like I say, at the end, December 16th, end of semester. I gotta get back to the agenda. Okay, light poles, that's Alan. Alan Kemp, come on in and try to explain light poles to us, and I'll ask you the hard questions.
It's all right there in black and white.
So did everybody get to read that? It was out in front of you? So, here's my questions. Two companies. What are the names of the companies? Tech-
EXO Incorporated is the one that does the testing, and one that has put in, quotes for repairs on the poles we have. That's all they'll do is repair. They don't put on new light fixture, they don't do any of that, they just test and repair.
How did we test them, Alan? How did we test the poles? Visual or
They
did
did
you
visual,
scan
they
it?
did,
X-ray.
X-ray, I thought
X-rays
X-ray.
and magnetic testing.
Magnetic, there you go.
magnetic testing, like with, basically it's,
Tells you thickness.
powder, and they suck it up through there.
Was there a lot of, beyond the stuff they could see, the big cracks, were there a couple of poles they condemned? Was there a bunch of other cracks on a bunch of things? I don't usually like to use pipe there, so.
Yeah, I mean, all the poles except for one have some cracks in them.
I think the highest grade was a B, correct?
No,
On an A through F
C.
scale?
I think they're all C.
Well, my
C,
point-
F.
C, 2, 3 C, and D, and
Okay.
Yeah, my point is this, is that depending what kind of inspection you use, if those poles are 40 years old,
60.
you're gonna catch every defect. We've got an option here to repair the poles.
repair the base.
And what, I look at the option to repair the poles for $49,900. If you add that to the lights then going on the repaired poles, that's within $31,000 of the cost of totally replacing everything.
Yes, I think that's,
Which goes to my next point that I had here. What I would like to see before we take a vote and really look deeply into this is if these folks could help us with the calculation on electrical savings of LEDs for a normal year with these versus what we have now. And when I say a normal year, including the light usage that we're gonna see for soccer as well, because we'll see additional
Increase.
light usage with soccer, and see what kind of a dollar amount we're looking annually on that, because I'd be willing to bet you that if we look at an electrical savings with these new lights, it more than covers the difference of just replacing the old lead burn a lot of them.
There's gonna be nice savings between the LEDs and what we're doing.
How many nights a year you think those things are lit up, Les?
A lot.
They're fit to be lit up a lot more now.
Well, soccer,
Well,
and it gets dark
yeah, we're
earlier, I
probably-
understand that, and
probably
longer times.
Doubling.
Per year?
Yeah.
I don't know how you put it, I mean, without counting on the calendar, but, soccer's gonna be pretty close to 5 days a week.
Yeah.
Because
Start at
of
5
practice,
o'clock,
because of
right,
practice,
start.
Yeah. And then mornings, when we're doing early morning workouts, when we're either pick cross or football or soccer, it's several.
Yeah, I think I agree, I think the LED's the way
And
to
when-
go, but it would be
When they,
nice to know.
sorry, when they did the, comparison on the previous bid for just replacing the lights, they were using the summer light hours, and that's nothing compared to winter. So if there was that much savings during a summer month, that's just insane.
And that's why I would like to see with normal usage, you know,
Yeah.
fall and winter,
Projected.
nighttime usage, early mornings in August type usage, whatever kind of usage we're looking from an annual basis, not just seasonally. Because I think that if we're gonna take a look at spending nearly $300,000 here, we need to be able to justify that to those that write the checks to be able to spend $300,000 with some savings. So if we could get those numbers and get them back to us, I think that'd be really
It's hard
helpful.
to get it's hard to get the soccer until this year's, until we have that under.
Well, it'd be a good estimate though. I mean, we can come pretty close of knowing
Projected.
how long practices are, how many days of practice.
Nights a week,
how many
times
games,
3 hours.
Season's gonna
15.
last till approximately X, that type of
But
thing.
there's 15 hours a week.
Yeah, but the
Soccer
thing you gotta remember, guys, we did club soccer, or did soccer last
Oh,
year, so the
yeah.
lights were on some last
Yeah,
year
so we can
during
compare a
the
little
winter.
bit to that.
We can get a little closer.
Is there any other options on the service providers here? I mean, I got a little bit of sticker shock when it said $300,000.
But that's
Is there
poles
anybody
and
that-
lights and everything, yeah?
This is just to get y'all some information, I mean, all this is gonna have to, we can go out to bid with it, I mean, these are buy board pricings, so, I mean, you know how buy board is, that's supposed to be one of the better
Yeah.
prices you can get across the board, so, you know, that's all the decision y'all have to make.
Any, I know that you had some local guys look at the lighting part of it.
I had one local electrician just to kinda give us an idea,
Okay.
you know, kinda what we'd be looking at with the first price.
Well, that's what started this whole thing,
Yeah.
guys,
Yeah.
because we didn't wanna put lights up on bad poles. So we ended up having the poles
He
examined.
kinda took what lumens we're kinda using now and matched that up with.
Well, I'd sure like to get some local guys to look at it as well, if
I
you
do.
could.
It's, I don't know, but, you know, there's guys, there's places that's all they do.
Yeah, and I get that.
Versus our local guys are gonna be a little more under the gun trying to figure out.
Local guys with the poles included?
Well, that's the problem.
Well,
Yeah, that's the
I think,
problem. You
I
kinda
think
want a
I'm really
solution
reluctant to
with-
do, I'm reluctant to do anything with without getting rid of the poles.
Yeah, I think new poles is a must, but if we could at least look at
Offer
new
it out.
poles and
Right.
having a local, at least get some bids on the
On the
light,
lights,
if we
okay.
can.
Yeah, I think that.
One thing is everywhere that we play that has LED lights, they only have 4 poles. All the stadiums we play at. They
And
don't
so
have
we
6
could do
poles
away
like
with
we
2.
do.
And
I
they have plenty of
think that's,
coverage.
isn't that the recommendation?
Yeah, I
to get
just
rid of
saw
two
that
poles?
too, kinda where it kinda split up at each part of the
You have
field.
to replace all 4, you can't just replace the 2, because the 2 that are still up on the corners on the west side are only 60 foot. What I'm understanding from these guys that do this all the time, you know, he's planning on putting 270s in if we keep everything we have and just replace the 2 that we have to take down and relight everything.
Yeah,
Can't take the end poles out because he said you gotta get taller poles to get the throw if you're gonna just go for a pole, you have to replace
Yeah,
it.
plus I don't think you've already got 2 poles that are the same age that have failed. Why would you leave the other 2 out?
Why would we invest
No, you-
in them?
If we're gonna do this, what are we gonna do about soccer season coming up with the lighting?
That's what was my next.
So here's what they asked me, he's concerned about the, portable lights.
Yeah.
Being in their eyes. Well, they weren't in our eyes in a football game when the ball's in the air and y'all's on the ground more. I did say, try it in practice without any portable lights and see what you think. Because we did do that with looking at practice and during the season, and, thought if we had to, we could have played a game like this. Now, not a varsity game because they would scream about that.
Yeah.
Soccer with the ball being white and it's on the ground the majority of the time, not way up. I mean, it's in the air, but it's not as high as what those lights are.
Yeah.
And you can tilt those portables to where they're not in your eyes, and we did get them adjusted when they weren't in our eyes.
Yeah.
And coach, the first game is December, or first time you can play soccer is December what?
The first time you can play a game is in January.
Oh, I thought it was December.
December 28th, I think.
Yeah,
December
28th to 29th is what you
Um,
said in your report.
But they have a scrimmage, not a home scrimmage, but they start scrimmages mid-December.
So, the lighting people, if I'm right, Alan, they're saying 4 weeks from start, 6 to 8 weeks from start to finish?
Time they get a PO.
Okay. And guys, I didn't put this down as an action item tonight because I thought we needed more time to
Oh, yeah.
talk about this before we spend any type of money like this. So.
So how
we need
far
to
out
come
is
on.
it? I mean, that's installation time, that's them getting the everything they need ordered
Like this company here has everything
on hand?
in stock.
Okay, good.
They have
Okay,
poles,
they
they
got
have
some
all the
plus.
mounting fixtures.
Okay.
They're just gonna get everything organized, put together, get it up here, demo and start putting.
So it may need to wait until after soccer if it's gonna be down that long.
And if those lights that we have don't work, then we'll just rent from Masco or something.
I think the lights we have, if you leave them up, the ones, you got three on this
Finish the
side and
season.
one on that side that's still working, and then bring some lights in, I think you could probably live
It'd be
well.
plenty bright, those were way bright.
Yeah.
Of course, you had snow, it makes it a lot brighter.
It was beautifully
Nicer than-
cold.
How bad was the noise of them running?
It was,
Bad.
it,
No.
I don't think the
It's not
players
on
heard
one
it, the
side,
fans did, cause I was over on the fence.
Yeah.
You could hear them, but it wasn't real miserable.
Ambulances sit there and run as well,
Yeah.
you know, not as loud, of course, but, you know, there's some
Okay.
background noise.
But I think Noon hit it right on the head. A lot of planning's gotta go into this before we
Yeah.
decide what we're gonna
So
do.
where's $300,000 gonna come from? Good question.
We have how much in capital outlay now?
Now we have 175, so we'd
We'd have some of it.
have to dip into reserves.
I think if
I
you're
think
gonna
we
spend
have to.
300,000, you might as well redo the concession stand too. That's just me.
It's
Yeah.
a different
Another-
company. I'm
Another
not,
$500,000.
I'm not saying no.
I'm just saying.
It's a female.
I'm not saying no.
At least when we
I think we can work it into a budget.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
But anyway, that's the lights. Alan's done the research. He's talked to them. You know, we have some options. We just need to determine which direction we wanna go and maybe put it on our next agenda.
Any lights at the, I know at the softball field, we got the varsity side that we just redone. And then, you got the south side that has lights that they don't use. Is there any way we can use those lights to put up there for now, or?
At the softball field.
Mm-hmm. Cause you got that north field that has all the, where the,
I have no idea what it's gonna cost.
To move
Take
those
It's gonna
down.
cost some money, take them down, relocate them, and just about, I mean, they're the same type of light that what would be put in. Part of the problem we're dealing with right now, you know, you have all the CMA standards that are buried 8 or 10 feet in the ground, all that has to be demoed out. They're not using those type poles anymore.
Yeah.
Everything's going to the stack pole, and they're buried 11 feet in the ground.
Yeah.
Kinda like the softball field is. So, I mean, it's, you still have to demo out all that other stuff.
Who did those lights, Alan, do you remember? Was it one of these companies?
No.
I don't know.
Well, guys, I talked to several superintendents that have replaced their football field lights, and this company's the company they suggested to me. Said, man, it can get really high if you don't use this company. That was the best price they
Techline or
found.
whatever.
Yeah, that was the best price they found.
Unless you wanna look locally on the lights, then I'd put it on the agenda for next meeting, and quicker we get started.
Well, if we have a call meeting or something.
Yeah, we could do that. We could do a
So we
lunch
don't have
meeting.
to wait and then we.
Lunch meeting.
Whereas we're
Because-
looking at it, if we decide we wanna put it out for bids, you know,
Let's go.
local guys are just as eligible as Techline to be able
Yeah.
to look what products they come up with.
Yeah, I don't think it hurt.
But Techline does do, it's by board, so it is by bids, right? Kinda.
Whether
Buy board,
board
what
does
I
it.
understand buy board is it's supposed to be, you know, one of the best prices
For the school.
for schools and government entities and stuff like
Okay.
that.
All right.
I mean, there's several of those government price deals with tips. There's one today, a couple more, no buy board, we use most of the time.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to, from what I understand, it's supposed to kind of cut all that little stuff out and then it gets you basically where you're gonna get kind of the lowest price you're gonna get sometimes.
shopping a second.
Kind of goes in
Yeah.
prices.
Yeah, government low bid, yeah.
It's like shopping
Shopping
at
at
Sam's
Sam's.
or something.
In school.
All right. Anything else on light poles?
We'll just gather some more information, we'll talk about this again. It's something we sure need, we gotta keep on our front burner.
Retention stipends, guys, I'm gonna tell you, that was a good thing. I got more thank yous, more emails from teachers, people just saying, we appreciate it. I've had a lot of teachers tell me, I've been in the business 30 years and I've never gotten a check like this. a thank you, and so I think Dr. Rock's gotten a lot of them.
I have.
Just walking through campuses, and we got some people here just saying, man, we appreciate it. And so I think it came across different than I ever thought it would, because it was a retention stipend. So it's people that stayed with us during COVID and all those other hard times that we've been through. And they're saying you did something for the veteran or the older teacher this time instead of the young teacher that's just starting. You know, we always had to kick that up just to get them to come into education, but they felt like it was something done for people that had been here a while. And so I think it was very well received by our staff, so I wanted y'all to know that.
I will put in, I went and took them to the cafeterias, and the smiles on those ladies' faces, they work really hard for not very much money, and they were very excited, and then they said, what a great time. So I just want to thank you for them, because it was a pleasure to go give it to them, first of all, and it was a pleasure to see their reaction,
Very great.
because
That's why we did it.
they were very appreciative.
Same thing with all my staff.
So I
A lot of times, I think they get put by the wayside, and both of those are a big part of our school district, and it helped them to feel that way. So we do appreciate it.
And I have to say this, but they were thanking Dr. Rock and I and Brittany mostly, but, you know, I've been putting the word out, you need to thank the board, they're the ones that basically, yeah, we can use this money to do that, so that's why I am really appreciative, because I do think it helps morale.
Brittany gets some credit for finding it.
Brittany did a searching. Anyway, I just wanted to bring that up and
Good
let
job.
y'all know.
Digging.
All right.
Okay, let's move on to campus reports. If I go in order on here, Ludi Martin, Ms. Jackson.
Good evening.
Hey.
One thing I wanted to add, I forgot to put in the report this time that we had 44 credits, the second 6 weeks over all of the students, achieved, I think that's really good, we're on a really good pace. We've fluctuated between 17 and 18 students off and on for whatever reasons, and, we're sitting at 17 today. So we have, 6 in DAP starting tomorrow, and loads of fun. So
Do you have a December graduation date?
we actually are going to go ahead and stick with the May
Okay,
graduation.
everybody will just be in May. Okay.
Yes, sir. I just really feel like it's a bigger celebration, more students,
Yep.
and so I think.
Makes perfect sense, I just know how crowded December gets, so I wanted, if we had one,
For sure.
we'd get on the
Thank you.
calendar.
Thank you very much for asking. I appreciate that. But I like the May graduation. I think we're gonna stick with that.
It was nice last year.
Okay.
And I do wanna brag on Ludi Martin. Guys, we never hired a DAP teacher. We couldn't find one. We still can't find one. And the teachers are filling in that spot, and they've done a very good job of that. And I do appreciate them stepping up and doing that for us.
Well, and I wanna brag on the para that, Mrs. Rodriguez in there, and I put this in my board report last month. She is still absolutely, phenomenal. She has learned so much technology just in the last little bit about how to scan and get other teachers. Every teacher does everything different, and she is having to communicate with every teacher from Spearman, from all of the teachers at the junior high and the high school, and she's done an incredible job. Just getting in there and learning how to do that communication and making sure they can see all of the graph that's too long to put in the scanner in the lounge, you know, or whatever. And so I'm really proud of her, and she's making it work for us, and she's tough, and, yeah, I'm very proud of her too, and my teachers as well, but, Mrs. Rodriguez is really, hanging tough on me, so, really proud of her.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Perryton High School,
Hi,
howdy.
guys.
Anything exciting at the high school?
My attendance is on top of 95%. I'm excited about that. We've got all sorts of happenings. I think from what I sent in the board packet, I've tried to highlight some of the things that we're doing. We'll be doing benchmark testing when we get back from Thanksgiving break. We'll have a week, and then we'll be doing semester tests, so, you know,
between now and Christmas, it's gonna be pretty busy, probably not a lot of academic time, but a lot of important time. Basketball's starting, the girls have been playing, the boys will start, I think Monday night is their first game, I'd have to look at my calendar. I think what else, just lots going on with
Plenty.
the plays.
How's your extra lunch minutes going, competition going?
Oh, the freshman won the first round, and
Good for
we gave
them.
them 15 minutes at the end of the day, because
right.
most freshmen.
Don't take lunch off.
Yeah, and so we gave them at the end of the day. And I haven't checked to see who's winning this next round, but I did look just this morning or yesterday, I can't remember, I guess it'd be this morning, and we were on top of 95%. Barely, but from August 17th to now. So,
76, what's the number?
I know, that's worrying me, but I can't fix that, so.
So tell us a little bit about your veterans program.
Oh, yes, it was a very nice program. Paige works super hard, it takes the entire staff to do that. We had 2 World War II veterans, who, you know, that's.
We used to have 5.
I know, but we're thrilled we still have 2. And the AV department went out and videoed them and asked them some questions, and that was our program this year. So it was kinda neat. Of course, the choir sang, and Brenna and Keith sang. It's just, I think it's an important time for our kids to value what service people have done for our country and done for each of us, and allow those kids to have respect for the value of our country. So it takes a lot of work to pull that off.
Now, the parade was neat, they came by here.
Yes, we went by, they came here, came around the schools, went by the high school, went around junior high and the kinder, went down Main Street, went, in front of Victory and down to PCA, and then came back to the high school. The biggest comment or compliment we heard, the woodshop kids built steps for them to get on the bus, and they thought that was the best addition that we had done.
There you go.
So, but it takes a lot of work to pull that off. The coaches drive the golf carts to get the veterans and their spouses up to the school. We had coaches driving the buses, and they decorated the buses. We had kids lined up along the sidewalk, waving flags, holding signs. I was super proud of the kids. The older kids were telling the younger kids to be respectful, and they were singing, and it was cool. It was fun.
Yeah, and this is all before our football team tried to load the buses and head to Post.
Yeah.
Ready to switch.
Yes, it was a hectic day,
Yep.
but that's okay. It's good to be busy.
Thank you.
Very good, thank you.
So, thank you guys.
Junior high, Miss Wheeler.
She's not here?
Is she not? Oh,
She's sick.
I'm here because Ms. Wheeler isn't feeling well, and I don't write the board report, so I don't know what to add.
Thanks
But
for
I do
being-
have
thanks for
thank
being
you cards
honest.
for everyone here from the junior high for the retention stipends, we appreciate it, and so, y'all, on those, and I appreciate it myself and the opportunity, but if you have any questions, I'll answer them, but I don't know what the board report says, so.
I like honesty.
Any questions?
On the interim assessments, do you know about those?
Yes, I'm the testing coordinator, I know about those.
Okay. There's graph on there, and it's saying test taken, and then percent, are those percents that reached certain levels on
Yeah.
those?
Should've
Like
put the
pass,
levels
fail?
on there. The orange
Well,
is.
The blue is mastery,
Okay,
and then next, the pink is, meets, and then approaches is red.
right, okay. I assumed it was that breakdown, but since it wasn't on here, I just wanted to make sure.
And these are the beginning of the year,
Mhm.
these aren't the actual
Yeah,
interims,
so they haven't even covered a lot of what they're being tested on.
Right, we took them at the very beginning of the year, so,
I thought it was good.
a lot of the information had not been covered, so yeah, we took reading and social studies this week interim, so we'll have new data soon.
I thought that was, with not having covered it, I'm like, wow, they tested before they even covered it.
yeah, it was a good baseline for our teachers to show growth and know where we're going.
Any other questions? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let's go to Wright. Wright. I mixed up the order, didn't I?
Yeah.
I saw you standing there and I thought, I'll mix up the order, just because I'm that way.
That's great. Our third graders took
You gotta wait.
community field trip today to, some local businesses, the
I saw
public
some buses around
library, Watonga Cheese, the museum, and First Bank Southwest, and had a great time at those local businesses. So we really, appreciate them letting our third grade kids come in. We have started, online testing with third grade. ELA and math is taking all their units assessments online. It's very interesting for
What
third
does that
graders
mean?
to be doing that online. We found out that they each need a mouse and some things like that, so it's been really good. The kids have shown progress, just getting used to it over these last few weeks, so we don't have our interim assessments until after Thanksgiving break. But the teachers are working so hard to get those kids prepared just to show what they know on that test, because they're ready, they'll be ready, we know that, but it's just for them to transfer that knowledge to a computer
To
screen.
technology.
Yes. So, no, things are great at Wright now. So our teachers greatly appreciated, the retention stipend. They were just so happy. It was a great day to be able to go around and do that. And, we had a few even tear up. They really appreciated it, so thank you for that.
Thank you very much. How about Kinder?
Pretty
Okay,
bad.
I have two things to add.
Alphabetically. It's
I
alphabetic.
neglected to include our book fair information, so we, had our book fair about a week and a half ago. Our normal librarian has been out because of her husband's illness, and Krista Britton from Williams came over and just saved us. It was really good. We weren't able to do kind of an open house night, but we still did better than we historically have, and I think that's really just because she stepped up and helped us. The second is the retention stipends. That's probably the most fun I've had, in a long time. I had a confetti gun, and we went around and confettied all the people, and like everybody said, it was great. It was just a really great moment, so thank you.
Thank you very
Questions
much.
for me?
Questions? Okay, thank you.
Can we go to director's report before we get reading here, or?
Last.
We didn't put the board book in.
The others, I don't see
There's the last-
anything in the board book.
There's a reason for that, it's darn good.
Let's pull this out. Mr. Gates.
Mr. Kate. There we go.
It's because I was a grandpa for the
There you
first
go.
time.
You're forgiven.
That's
Yes.
fun.
Yes, it's great, we're excited. It's all great at Williams, I mean, it's truly great. Not only handing out those stipends, I mean, I've been doing this a long time, that's only the second one I've ever got. And some of these people are just.
You got one?
Now, wait, you gave me a paper with my name on it. That
Yeah,
doesn't mean
there you
I
go.
got it. But I was happy to see it, but.
Check your statement.
I should probably owe it back, but, that and, this Tuesday, we took our life skills kids to the Beaver County Stockyards. If you look on the Facebook page, they sell about 3,000 head of cattle there. They stopped the sale, put our kids out there, got pictures, they got caps, hats, meals, and invited them back. And just to see the smiles on those kids' faces, it was truly a great trip. And, I mean, Jeff Slatton, he treated them good. They had a place to sit, they had ice cream, they had, and they had so much fun. And it was a great trip, and we're just gonna keep going and doing, and this is as much as I've talked in a long time, so. It's all great.
It's all good.
It's all
Right,
great.
right.
It's really great.
We're wearing you down, you're talking.
Hey, does anybody have a question? And just to tell you, our attendance is the lowest it's ever been. It was 92%. We have 30-some kids out with this, and we just.
Well, strap and the flu both are
Strap,
around.
And then
high
the mystery
temperatures,
demon
and
test no different than other
It's
days.
really bad,
It's
it's really bad, so
It's bad.
we're gonna suffer a little bit, but it's still averaged out at
But I do wanna bring this up since everybody's still listening. We're doing all we can to sanitize our desks, keep our hands clean. I mean, all the stuff we were doing during COVID will help us with these, right, still spraying, yeah.
I'm
Just
surprised the
parents
number,
know that.
attendance is as high as it is, that's
A lot of it has to do with they are doing it. They
cleaning,
are-
yeah,
they-
it makes a difference.
It does make a difference.
Thanks, Jennifer. We did learn a thing or two during COVID.
Yes, we did. Thank you all very much. I appreciate it.
Yes,
Thank you,
Mr.
Stacy, congrats.
Thank
Yeah.
you, thank you.
Director's report. We'll just start right here. Maintenance, Mr. Kemp.
I don't really have anything to add, other than if you guys, know West United, I believe, the portal to that, I actually had him zip file me all that information.
Yeah.
On all the testing, did y'all get
Yes.
that?
I sent them in.
Okay. 400 and some pages there for y'all to digest, as you can see here.
Well, I think the decision's been made, thank you.
Say we'll appoint our engineer to digest that. Any questions? Okay, thanks, sir. Athletics, Coach Hack?
Reiterate the appreciation of Mr. Kemp. He called me with that information that day, and that wasn't the best information I received that day. And he kept saying, I'm not a miracle worker, Hal, I'm not a miracle worker. And he is, because he had those poles out of there that night. All Red Construction, we thank them for getting there so fast and taking care of that, and then Keith Potts donating the lights to let us use them. So it was a big deal. A lot of people came together to get all that taken care of, the common there, so we could do what we needed to do. One thing that was left out of there, Halloween happened last month, and we had football players and kids come by the field after practice, and not knowing how many people were actually gonna show up, and they were way early, earlier than they were supposed to be. We did not have near enough candy. And candy's hard to find this year, so we were buying it out as fast as we could. But a lot of kids came by and got some candy, got some photo ops with their favorite players.
That's cool.
That's awesome. Doesn't need to.
That is,
I think they enjoyed it. I think the older kids got more out of it than the little kids. That's the way that you get it. So, and thank you for the stipend, first time ever.
First time ever?
Other than the Joey's Month Club, got that one time.
that's time of year's coming up.
Any questions?
Coach, keep doing the neat things, cause I like the video of the moms tackling football players.
Yeah, that was
Any,
fun.
any
Except
type
for
of
my
new
wife did it.
stuff
She
that you
hurt
can
me,
do
though.
that's entertaining like that. And your wife tackled you.
Yes.
Pretty
few
good.
Things that we do, that was a new thing. Every year, I started this in Sunray, it's been 10 or 12 years ago. The moms come the last game, and, you know, we had morning meetings then, you know, with the team, and, the moms get to talk to their sons, and in front of everybody, and it's very emotional, and it's all kind of, like, in Spanish and English, and you can tell how much I love them in any language. And there's a lot of tears shed, and this is the most motivational thing you can do for a kid, getting ready to play a game, is bring his mom in. But the moms really appreciate that too. So that's, you know, the dads get to do stuff all the time with the kids, with the sons in football, but the moms don't get to do a whole lot, so that's pretty cool to have that. Get mom on board, you got everybody on board.
Yeah. You know that one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir. Ranger Roundup.
Not have anything to add. Are there any questions?
Any questions?
How's sickness doing with you all?
This week it was pretty hard. We've been alright for the last few weeks, but this week we saw several kids out. And a lot of parents are just keeping their kids home since they can right now, and so they don't pick up anything or bring anything back with Heather. I do wanna thank, Brittany for including, our name on the stipend that went out to everybody, and for y'all's approval of that. Ranger Roundup really appreciated that we were included as a campus for that, so thank you.
Questions? Thank you very much. How about food service?
Well, in 25 years, I've never seen something either, so we do appreciate that. And it was, like I said, reiterate, very, very fun to go give them to them and see their smiles. And I mean, they kind of looked at me, because some of them don't speak very good English, and they kind of looked at me, and I was, no, you get money.
Dinero.
They were understanding it, dinero. But anyway, little update on our 3-compartment hand sink. It came again, all damaged up, so I fought and got the return and all the money back. And we are looking elsewhere. We're looking at Golden Light and Amarillo, and we're looking at places that may deliver it differently so that it won't come damaged. I think it is gonna be, I haven't talked to you yet, but it is gonna be a little bit more expensive, but we don't wanna put a piece of junk in there that they hit one time and it's gonna damage it, so. And that is something that the health inspection told us we needed to get, so. We have to do it, but we don't want, you know, I was on the phone with them while the truck was still there, and I wouldn't let the truck leave, and I was like, we're not taking, you know, we're not gonna spend $1,000 and get something damaged, so. Anyway, so it may be more than that, which, hopefully not doubled, but anyway, but we want a good sink put in there that's not gonna just tear up, so. We are looking, so hopefully we can get that in the next month or two, and be rolling with that, so.
Any questions? Thank you very much. Technology, Mr. Throgmorton. There he is.
Dad?
I do have a question for you.
Have it.
I see the cyber attack that happened at Norman High School. Is that something that through our Region 16 folks, or something that we do just locally with our protections, or what do you hear on that? All I see is the news reports. I don't know if you have any inside information on what happened there.
I didn't even know about that one,
Okay.
but.
They pretty much shut down for a few days,
Yeah.
being able to use
Well,
any devices.
And it's like Randall County about 2 years ago,
Right.
maybe 3. Like every computer in the county was that way. One thing that I've been really pleased with, like lots of bad things come through the email. And I don't think I've had but 2 people that say, hey, I got a fishy email that wasn't one that our service generates. And
So we do have a service that generates
Like,
fake, bad
yes, yeah.
emails
Yeah,
for.
phishing
and
attempts.
it's,
What do you do that quarterly?
it's like twice a month maybe.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
But it's at least once a month. I think it's twice a month, and it's pretty slick, like the awareness, people have gotten more cautious, and people will send me copies of it and say,
Right.
hey, this looks fishy to me, is this real? And I'm like, do you even have a blah, blah, blah account? And I'm like, no. I was like, you don't need to tell me, but people, because before we had the service, people would send me an email and say, hey, I got this looks fishy, and I'm gonna click on that. But with the service, they're like, keep telling me like to spread the news, and I'm like, no, that one is from our service. And like the frequent flyers of that are pretty good about, like they now go, oh, hey, this is probably that. But
It's good training.
it's a legal requirement. So, but I've been really impressed that, I'm gonna say, and I can't remember, but one, that somebody sent me that it wasn't us and it was something bad.
Go ahead, sir.
Well, like when they were showing me the company showing me the sample things they send out, I was like, oh, no, that wouldn't get me. And then I saw the Pizza Hut. Click here for a coupon. I was like,
Ooh,
That's pretty good.
pizza.
Yeah.
I said, that's the only one that would've got me, but it probably would've got me.
What's Wi-Fi channel overlap?
That would be,
You said you were troubled at the amount of it.
well, that's what, that's part of what the service center found. And I kind of assumed there was some. They have a heat map that heat map. It shows Wi-Fi availability, and like it's solid green. I was like, yeah, that looks good. And then she showed me the channel overlap, and that would be basically they're interfering with each other because their channels are too close together. In 2.4, trying to figure out how to phrase this. There's 3 channels, 1, 6, and 11.
Okay.
And you can't use 2 or 3, channel 2 or 3, because they overlap. 1 overlaps all the way to 3, 6 overlaps, 2 each way, to like to 4, and so that way, if you have channel 1 and channel 6, they don't, and they're far enough apart, they don't overlap. Well, actually, they wouldn't overlap even if they're close,
You're
but.
talking about you're talking about a frequency and you're getting
Yes.
crosstalk, okay.
Okay,
But
alright,
they-
that's, yeah.
But if
You're
there's,
way
if
over
there's
my
o-
head.
if there's only 3 choices, and you have
Yeah,
one in
sorry,
every room,
Alex.
they're gonna overlap.
Yeah, okay, I got it. Frequencies.
So, here's what I
interfere
wanna
with each
say.
other. Gotcha.
Come fix the internet at my house.
We have Region 16 coming in. We paid them extra money to make sure our testing stuff was gonna be good, and they've come in twice now.
They're
And they got
gonna
2
take
more?
2 more visits.
And they got 2 more visits. So I just want you to know, we're doing our part, Rodney's part, to make sure that when testing happens,
Well, I think I know where Throne is gonna be, but go ahead.
me?
No.
No.
Downstate.
With the stick.
Yeah, I mean, the state's not gonna be able to handle it, but again, we wanna make sure it's not Perryton ISD's fault that the kids are being dropped on the test.
The head of IT at the service center said, they're gonna need to like borrow Facebook server farm. But one more thing, going back to the heat map, like everything's green, we were at Williams at the time, the whole place, and they take a device and walk to each of the 4 corners of every room, check in, and like everything was all solid green. And then she showed me the channel overlap page, and there's a bunch of red, and I was like, ooh, crap, she goes, don't worry about this, we've yet to visit a school that wasn't solid red. And I was like, that makes me feel better.
We weren't solid red.
But we're still working on it, trying
Yeah.
to make everything as smooth as we possibly can.
This week we had testing at Williams and junior high both, and we had 0
Troubles.
Good. Good. Any other questions? Thank you, sir. Curriculum and instruction report, Dr. Rock.
I don't have anything to add on those. Do you have any questions?
Wanna talk about Tennessee a little bit?
Yeah, that's what my question was.
Yes. Gotta go.
We did hear from the high school curriculum, so they went over some of the high school curriculum for the aviation program, and the group is gonna get together and do a full report for the next board meeting. We just returned last night, but just very exciting, just the opportunities for students. We have submitted the application to TA, and we're pending approval for an aviation program here in Perryton.
Excellent.
Awesome.
That's great. Where are we on how's robotics doing?
Robotics is at the junior high only.
How's your participation?
I think we had a decrease in enrollment in robotics this year, but they're still participating, and we do have a teacher that's leading the robotics team.
I still think we need to look at a STEM coordinator. Okay. Because we're talking about the aeronautical
More people.
program. We're talking about the
people, more
aeronautical
money.
thing, we're talking about a bunch of stuff that needs some coordination, guys. I mean, it's just the world we're in, and that's where we wanna go. So I think the aeronautical thing is a good idea, just like everything else we're putting in out there. It meets the needs of the community.
And I did come back with a lot of STEM activities. All of this curriculum would be free, so I'm really even more excited about that. And we are starting some discussion about a STEM coordinator for next year.
Good.
That's the future, guys, I mean, believe it or not.
Yeah,
That's
it's
the
got
future.
everything's got, so, including frequencies.
Yeah.
Any other questions for Dr. Rock? Thank you, ma'am. How about the CFO's report?
For almost 40 pages there, you can see everything that was paid this last month. Nothing big to report. We're starting to receive our local revenues. We're down a little bit on enrollment at 1955, just from last time we were here, there were 11 more students than that. I'm sorry, 11 more with our average daily attendance, but there's just not much since last time.
One of the best news biggest things on there is when I look at the CDs.
Yeah, I was
When I
gonna
look
say.
at the interest rates, I
Oh.
see 4s instead of 0.3s. So life is good.
Yes.
If you wanna bring 7.7 over, we'll talk.
7.7.
Let me check.
Okay. Yeah, look at those first ones, 0.4.
Yeah.
That's remarkable.
That's an amazing transition in 12 months.
Oh, yeah.
Depends on if you're borrowing or if you're investing. Depends on which side of the gate you're on.
And next month, we should have our, audit report delivered.
That'll be exciting.
Is he gonna come and do it?
Nervous excited.
Yes.
He'll come do it.
Okay, thank you very much. Move on to consent agenda items. The only thing on consent agenda is just the minutes, correct? Minutes of the prior meetings. Do I hear a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Moved and seconded to approve the minutes of the previous meeting on Tuesday, October 21st. Any additional discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries 7-0.
I know we have this.
Yeah, we still
We had the what?
hiring, consideration possible action.
Oh, yeah, that's turning the page. We already did diesel bids, consideration of possible action on hiring personnel. Mr. Morales.
I recommend that we hire the below personnel on a 1-year probationary certified teacher's contract pending recommendation of an alternative certification program, Claudia Johnson, for Tarrytown High School math.
Motion.
Second.
Moved and seconded to hire Claudia Johnson, as was stated by Mr. Morales. Is there any additional discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries 7-0. As I go down the rest of the consideration and possible action, the word possible jumps out because not any action to be held on any of those. So, date for next month's regular board meeting. Grab your calendars. It's December, they're already well colored in. And hey, K-State won the basketball game.
James, can we recognize that, announcement in the paper for the welding program? Cause you get 5 out of 6, people that place first in that.
Yeah,
What
I think that was in the paper. What's this?
That's the thank you notes, I think,
Oh.
for everybody.
Take one, pass it down.
I didn't know if I got one since I'm not a board member, but anyway, yeah, the welding program is going strong. They just, I hate to say this, they're just getting better and better and getting more and more certificates. More kids are getting certificates, and we hadn't even got the new facility yet. So,
Was Pacey, the one that resigned?
we did have one, we have a long-term sub in there now that's doing that. We're still looking for a full-time replacement, so we have 2 of them, cause we do need 2. That's how big that program is. But, no, they're just knocking it out the top.
Sorry, why don't we get that in there, cause I thought it was pretty good results, so it relates to what we're trying to do here.
Certainly does. What date range are we looking at here?
Christmas Eve.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not busy.
Saturday night, that'd be an awesome date for a board meeting. Christmas Eve service right here, the tree in the corner.
Dedication.
We're all there at the meeting.
School is not in session from the 19th, that week of the 19th, correct?
Right.
So we really need to look at 15th-ish?
I think that's the only date that there's not a basketball game, a
Is the-
play,
the
a
15th?
choir concert.
That's the only day there's not.
Brittany, are you good for financials by the 15th?
That's probably the last day I can make it, so.
Everybody put a 7 in front of their one on November the 17th.
Okay, if we're good on 12:15, we'll make it 12:15. Seeing nothing else to come before the board, I call, or how about you say adjourn this meeting?
Here, I
Anything?
call for
Adjourn
this
the
to be
meeting.
adjourned.
Meeting is adjourned.
Meeting adjourned.
Call this
Good.
meeting adjourned, how about that? Did we make it?
We made it.